You're watching Toon Army TV, back with another video. This afternoon, Newcastle United can confirm on their official website that Ciaran Clark has left to join Championship club Sheffield United on a season-long loan. Ciaran Clark was cut a frustrated figure in the second half of last season as Eddie Howe had to draw up his 25-man squad, and unfortunately, Ciaran Clark did not make that 25-man squad. He was, as a result, relegated to the under-23s, which is not good for his development. He's not part of the club's plans anymore, and he has made it very clear that he wants to play first-team football. And Ciaran Clark goes back down a division to the Championship at Sheffield United, where they are looking for promotion back to the Premier League after a couple of seasons away. Ciaran Clark has been pictured in a Sheffield United shirt and doing an interview for Sheffield United TV, and he's basically said along the lines that he was frustrated at the end of last season and that it's not ever nice to be, frozen out of a team, but he understands and that he wants to hit the ground running at Sheffield United and he wants to play, regular first team football. He's gone on to say that he knows a couple of players who he's played with at international level, so that will help him, in his settling down period. And I believe that Sheffield United are getting a good player on their hands, a hard-working player, a player who has a promotion, under his belt at Newcastle in the 2016-17 season, so he knows what it takes, to play in the Championship. He said in his interview that he's under no illusions how tough the Championship is and how competitive each game is, and that, you have to play at your best to win games of football. And as a fan, I know what that is all about because, we have witnessed that under Chris Hughton and Rafa Benitez, that the Championship, no matter how good your squad is, everyone has to be on the same page. And I believe that Ciaran Clark, as a Newcastle player, gave absolutely everything, and that's all you ever ask as a fan. And, Rafa Benitez signed him back in 2016 when we were relegated to the Championship, and it could have been, a player made in heaven, if you like, a player who could have really done something at Newcastle, but under Eddie Howe has found it tough to go by, with the new up-and-coming signings, that we could be signing this summer. We've also added to the, defensive side of things, Sven Botman and Dan Burn as of January just gone, and there's literally no space for him to, try and get himself back into, the first team picture, and he understands now for his career that he needs to move on. It's as simple as that. He won't be the only one to move on, but I believe, in the time that he was here, that, I couldn't have asked any more of him. He's always been professional, in the games that he's played. Yes, all players make mistakes, and, there has been a few fans this season that have, slagged him off saying that he's not good enough or this, that and the other, but, all players go through a period where things are not going their way, and things can change very quickly. But as said, I rate Ciaran Clark. I think he's a very good player. Sheffield United are getting a good player, and I believe, if you give him, that run of games, no doubt he will repay you the favour by defending well, stopping the ball from going into the back of the net, and hopefully, try and, bring that added quality that he's missing maybe at the back end of last season when he could have been promoted, via the playoffs. But I believe, honestly, with Ciaran Clark, that you've got someone there who has a wealth of experience at both Premier League and Championship level. As said, it's a season-long loan, so depending on how well he does, you can buy him at the end of the season. If he doesn't play so well, then of course you can make that move elsewhere. But for now, I wouldn't even say it's a step in the wrong direction for him. I believe it's a step in the right direction in terms of trying to refreshing his career in a way, trying to get back to playing regular first team football, because that's what you're paid to do as a footballer. You want to be playing at first team level all the time, not just be watching from the bench. So I respect Ciaran Clark, that he wants to play first team football. He's seen what's happened at Newcastle, and he understands our project, and he understands that we are on a different adventure now, and that we're bringing in more quality players. I'm not saying that Ciaran Clark isn't quality. He's just, I don't think he's quite at that level to get us into that European spot or spots, depending on where you see us as a club. But I believe we're a club that wants to get into those European spots, be finishing regularly in the top 10. But with players like Ciaran Clark, I just don't think he's quite at that level. I think he's more like your average mid-table Premier League level / Championship. But as said, it works out well for Newcastle, and it works out well for Sheffield United. Also, talking of players leaving Newcastle, as of yesterday, Jeff Hendrick has joined Reading on a season-long loan. That was confirmed by the club's official website yesterday. And on his debut, on this very same day he signed, he scored for Reading. So congratulations to Jeff Hendrick. He's another one as well who has divided opinion with the fans. And I believe, again, like Ciaran Clark, Jeff Hendrick gave everything. I believe because he signed for Burnley and he was a Bruce signing, he wasn't good enough. But when I've watched Jeff Hendrick, I've always believed he was an honest player. He gave everything. He scored that worldie, if you remember, against West Ham, and his most recent one against Wolves at Molineux. I just felt like because of the players that we had ahead of him in midfield, that his game time was always going to be limited. And given, as I said, the clubs he's played for, it was never probably going to work out for him at Newcastle. But I believe the Championship is, like Ciaran Clark, his level. I believe he can, do a job for Reading, be the difference in their midfield. Because I remember Reading last season struggling in terms of their quality, and maybe Jeff Hendrick can add that bit of quality, to their midfield to help them push up the Championship table. And who knows, the Championship is so unpredictable that Reading could get in the playoffs. You just don't know, do you? But with Jeff Hendrick, again, another good player who can play first team football and get a real chance of playing week by week and redeveloping his career in a sense. So I wish both Ciaran Clark and Jeff Hendrick all the very best at both Sheffield United and Reading respectively. I'm sure they'll do well, and I'd like to get the opinions of Sheffield United and Reading fans on your signings from Newcastle United. So yeah, wish them all the best of luck. I'll be back with some more Newcastle United content if and when any does drop from the club. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell, hit the like button and put your comments down below. That's very important. See you all later. How are the lads?